visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey von Bill-Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right, hello, and hello. Happy Monday, y'all. Look, I'm trying to take a sip. I got the most difficult little cup today, but we're going to do a sip. Now, how are you guys doing? Happy Monday. Let me just glance, make sure we are live. And it looks like we are. Let me make sure here. I want to make sure you guys can see me and hear me and all the things. And if you are watching live, definitely let me know so that I know that we are broadcasting live. Right now, I think we are Facebook, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So we're live on those three platforms. Also, if you guys ever need the replays and you cannot find them, you can always go to YouTube. That is where we are. You just look up the business name, iRock Marketable Business Solutions, and our all of our Monday Night Lives, most of the Monday Night Lives that we have done over the last 2 going on 3 years are there, along with some other cool pieces of information. There's also podcast episodes, just long form content. There's some shorts over there. There's lots of fun things. I think a lot of people don't know we have a YouTube, so they haven't got to enjoy that amazing content. So definitely head over there if you have not done so already. We're gonna get started today. I'm gonna try to be as high energy as possible. I went to the eye doctor today, and y'all, the girl is struggling. I literally have been trying to make myself stay up just for this Monday Night Live. After it is done, I'm gonna go and lay down and rest because I'm exhausted. For those of you who don't know, I have an eye condition, and it is a trying thing. So yeah, no makeup today. Look, if you see a little crust, it's because I've had tons of eye drops and things in my eyes and on my face today. So we just gonna roll through. Because you guys know, rain, shine, and sickness or health, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna do this Monday Night Live. Okay. For those of you who are new, and you're like, well, what is this whole Monday Night Live thing? Every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I join you on whatever platform you're watching right now, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, whether it's one of our private groups, whether it's YouTube. I am here live and ready to go. And I talk to you about topics that are related to implementation in your business. So there are lots of areas in which you should be taking action in your business. And of course, especially when you're newer into business, you're not taking action maybe in all of the areas, and definitely not all the areas equally. But my goal for you is to understand the importance of these different topics that we're covering. And the goal is for you to implement at least one thing from whatever we're talking about, right? We try to keep it pretty simple. These Monday Night Lives are typically about 30 minutes or so. And yes, like I said in the beginning, we always have replays available for you guys to enjoy. So please don't feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have caught, another episode she's talking about. They are there for you so that you can get the knowledge and the information you need. Also, little insider tip, every month we have a different topic, and we just go deeper into those topics throughout the month. So if you come in, say, on week 3, definitely go back and watch weeks 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2, so that you get even more out of that month's topic, because I don't like to do these for too long. Right? I don't want to have you up here for 45 minutes, an hour or more, because I just feel like it's not necessary. So because of that, we don't always get as deep as one might hope, right? On each and every episode, we'll call it. So just remember that it builds throughout the month, but don't fret. we always kind of set the tone at the beginning of every Monday Night Live, so you don't have to go back if you don't want to. So don't feel like you know, if you see us on the fourth week that you're not going to get something out of it. You absolutely will. Few little announcements before we get started. One, if you have not already seen, let me pop it up on the screen. Maybe there we go. Your girl will be in Maryland, September 18th through 20th. I cannot see that screen, so I'm going to believe in my mind that those are the right dates. If not, look at it. You can go to that QR code and join us at an amazing event hosted by one of my business besties, Leslie. I will be speaking on the 19th. Look, you know how you got to think hard, you close one eye? That's how it works. So September 19th in Maryland. I do believe there may, and don't quote me, I believe there's some hotel rooms available if you want to make a trip out of it. I know there was a hotel block, but I'm not sure if there is still space available. But yes, I will be in Maryland. I'm also trying to have some time to meet up with some of you guys in person, because I know people are like, yeah, if you come to Maryland, I want to see you. I'm trying. I will have that date. It'll probably be at night for like a dinner where we can kind of just hang out, chit chat, have a drink. So if you're in the Maryland area and you want to connect, please just stay tuned. I will probably be letting you guys know that information for sure, probably like next Monday. But definitely grab your ticket if you have not already done so. Come support your girl. Come get some amazing information and have a great networking time with like-minded women. Also, oh no, that's not the right one. Everything but what I wanted. So there we go. Boom. All right. Also, and why is my background looking crazy? This is what happens when I can't see. I got all kind of stuff up. How about that? We can do that. That looks better. All right. Also, I think that'll make it. Yeah, there we go. See, there we go. Tech. All right. Also, if you did not know already, iRock Marketable Business Solutions is going to be hosting a virtual summit in October on the 18th and 19th. Look, I got to think again. October 18th and 19th. And we have a few spots left open for our call for speakers. Call for speakers is ending soon. Okay, so do not wait. If you feel like you have a speaker, you know, a speech, a presentation, a workshop in your heart that is implementation focused, then feel free and apply. It doesn't hurt you to apply. I think a lot of people are afraid because maybe they don't have a lot of speaking experience. I always tell you, you're an expert, right? If you have something that you think our audience would benefit from, then apply. Remember that our events that we host are geared towards women in business, especially service-based industries. And just to kind of give you a little extra, usually they're around the ages of 35 to 55. Just in case you're like, well, who do you talk to? That's what I talk to. But if you go to the QR code, if you go to the link, you will actually get a lot of more information. You'll get the dates, you'll get the times that we're going to be running, you'll get the format, you'll get response, like everything you probably need to know if you're going to be a good fit is there. We even have a little information about what we're looking for in what areas. So definitely go ahead and apply. But Call for Speakers is ending soon. Something that always makes me sad is when people are like, I was going to do it, but I wait till last minute, I forgot, and then I missed that opportunity. When it closes, it closes. So please, please, please apply if you feel that you have something to offer our amazing audience. All right, let's go ahead and get into things because again, I told you my eyes are tired. So before I start the whole presentation here, I do want to introduce myself because you're like, who are you? You've been talking now for a few minutes, don't know you. I'm Corey Palmville Foster. I'm a speaker. I'm a trainer. I'm a certified business coach that specializes in all things business implementation. We're all about you guys getting things done in your business. Oftentimes, I work with clients who definitely understand what they need to be doing, but for whatever reason, they are not actually getting things done. So we support them. I always tell people we're a combination of like a project manager / accountability partner / business coach, business bestie. We're all that wrapped into one. We are very high level. We understand your vision and what you're trying to do, and we help you break it down into manageable steps, and then we make sure you actually get it done. Okay, that's the easiest way to describe it. On top of that, I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions, which is a small business marketing firm based in Virginia, but we service clients from coast to coast. We've done for you marketing products and services such as websites, logos, email campaigns, social media management, VA services, and more. All right, there we go. Got the intros out the way. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So the topic for tonight is how to create a product suite that clients actually want, right? We've been talking a little bit about products and services this month. And last month, we kind of understand that we got to have some products. So we got to have something to offer the people that they actually want, right? Because if you don't, then why bother? And so we also talked about like why maybe whatever your offer is not selling. And we talked about some possibilities and kind of how to remedy that. This week, we're going to be focusing more on not just having one core offer, but having a suite, right? We talked about last month the idea of retention. A lot of you are not able to retain clients because you do not have a suite. And a lot of you are wondering why people aren't buying with you. It's because you probably only have a high ticket item. Why? Because it's easier a lot of times to make a high ticket offer than it is a lower ticket item. And I'll tell you why. Say, because most of you are coaches and consultants. Say I want to make a coaching high ticket offer. Well, I can start with one-on-one coaching, right? It doesn't take a lot of prep. It doesn't take a lot of like after work. It doesn't take a lot of system, right, to do it. Not a lot of people to manage, just one-on-one. You're probably not going to have tons of clients. Say you have 10 of them. It's not bad. It's about 10 hours a month of your time. Well, take 10 hours a week of your time. And so it's a lot easier to start high ticket because back in the day, your girl had, what did I use? PayPal. I had a computer. What else did I have? I'm trying to think, was there anything else? I don't think so. It was real simple because I could put a contract on PayPal. They could sign it and print it and send it back to me. Of course, I use like email, but it was real basic in the beginning. And PayPal's gotten real smooth now. So now they got like the invoicing, but back in the day when I started, it was real plain, but I would send people a little bill, they would pay it, and we would rock and roll from that. Now, of course, there's more systems involved, but that's just how easy it could be. If someone was getting started as a coach or consultant, a lot of them will start high ticket with one-on-one coaching. Now, one-on-one coaching is great, but eventually you're going to max out because you're going to either have so many one-on-one clients that you don't have time for anything else and it's hard to scale, right? Because you want to be able to do other stuff. You want to be able to speak. You want to be able to write a book. You want to be able to have group programs, all this stuff, but you can't because you're stuck at one-on-one. So then you want to create other things, right? Well, say you want to write a book. Well, a book takes time, right? It takes time, it takes resources, it takes money, because you're writing the book, you're getting the book edited. You're going to figure out how you're going to do publishing. Even if you're self-publishing, you got to get a formatter, a cover artist. You got to put it into something like Amazon, KDP, whatever. Like there's so many pieces to it. That it is a little bit more work than, again, that one-on-one high ticket offer. Say you want to do an ebook, there's still things to do with that. Say you want to do a course, that's recording, platforms, systems so people can pay. There's more work that goes into it. And so, like I said, a lot of people start high ticket, but the issue with that is not everybody is ready to invest at that level with you, right? If I don't know you from a can of paint, I'm not about to give you a couple $1,000s. I'm just not. Like, I'm not that person for the most part. And a lot of people feel that way, especially in this economy. They really do have to go through all three of those stages of like know, like, and trust. And if all you have is high ticket, you are really losing out on money because, you know, very few people are going to be willing to just give you thousands of dollars without anything else, right? So what does that mean? We have to create what's called an offer suite, which is multiple products or offers that people can purchase at different levels. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let me give you our objectives. What are we going to cover? We're going to understand what a product suite is and why it matters. I kind of gave you a little bit about that already. You're going to learn how to build offers that support clients at multiple levels, like where they are in their journey, but also what they are needing or wanting from you. You're going to also understand how to create a strategy for guiding repeat sales, right? Again, we're talking long-term sales, repeat sales, client retention, those types of things. All right, so the first thing I want you to do is think. When you look at what you currently offer, do you have one great core offer that you focus on? Or do you have multiple offers at different levels that keep clients locked in or give clients different opportunities to do business with you at different price points, right? Some of you may be at core offer only stage, and some of you may have a few offers, but they may not be a stepping ladder. They may just be kind of random. We need to kind of take an audit, we'll call it, of what we currently have and say, where am I in this process? Because not everybody's at the same place. So I'll say this: if you are someone who only has that one core offer, I want you to think about your current clients. Where do they start? Meaning, like, what big problem do they have when they get with you? And then based on the offer that you sell, where do they end? This is a great first step to kind of decide, like, if I don't have this offer suite put together, where do I begin? We look at what we already have and say, where do the people who, the target audience for this offer, where do they start? Where do they end? What problem does it solve? And then we can build after that. Now, before we dive too much into it, I do want to say there are different types of offer suites. Some people, and I've done business with folks like this, they have an offer suite that kind of covers the same challenge, we'll say, right? And I'll give you an example. Do I have the book up? I took the book down. There's a lovely, amazing business mind called Ashley Kirkwood. She has a business called Speak Your Way to Cash, right? And something that I loved about her, because before I even worked with her, I would see her post, right? And I went to, let me think. I think I went to one of her free challenges, right? So free, that's the level it was. And I found out she had a book. So I bought the book, right? So now I've invested, I don't know, less than $20. The book taught you how to make money speaking. And go get the book if you haven't. I have it somewhere. I usually have it up here, but I took it down and I kind of changed what books I keep up throughout the year. But anywho, bought the book. If you read the book and you implement it, you could learn how to make money speaking. Okay. But with that book, you didn't get her giving you Q&A. You didn't get other people helping you. You didn't get templates, workshop. Like, it was just the book, but you could make progress on the book. And so I was like, cool. So I went to her website. I said, what else does she have? And I saw that she had at the time an academy. And then she had, I believe it was a mastermind. And she also had a conference. I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna go to the conference. So now I've gotten the free challenge, right? I purchased the book. Then I went to the conference, and guess what she taught? How to speak your way to cash, right? Nothing different. But now I'm getting the personality. I'm seeing it in practice. I'm around other people. We're doing workshops, and there were a lot more elements to it. But again, the same goal was to learn how to speak and get some money from speaking. And then I said, okay, cool. Now I ended up joining the mastermind because at the time she didn't have the academy, but the academy was kind of I think she has the academy back now. It's like the next step in the mastermind. But again, goal is the same. Speak your way to cash. So this is an offer suite in which you get more access to the CEO and her team. The higher you go, the higher the investment. And you get more detail into the same kind of information, right? Say that there's 10 pieces of information, right? 10 modules to everything. Let's just pretend it's not, but 10 chapters in the book. If you got in the academy, there'd be 10 sessions. Let's just pretend. If you did the mastermind, maybe there's 10 modules plus 10 extras or whatever. Let's just pretend it's the same. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, but let's just pretend. Same information, but more detailed, more support, more things to get you to the answer to what you need faster, right? That's one type of suite. Now, there's another type of suite in which people maybe start at one place, and then as they go through your offer suite, they grow and need more different types of skills. I'll give you another example. So I currently, I have a business coach. I don't mind sharing it, guys. But I'm in something called TSP, Traffic, Sales, and Profit. I'm in their mastermind. But I didn't start there. I heard about this fella named Lamar, and I went to an event first. So I went to an event. I don't know. I don't remember the investment, maybe a couple $100. Went to an event, joined their lowest tier, right, which was called Propel. Joined that. And the goal was to basically kind of have your business foundations together. I enjoyed it because I am a self-taught business person. I always found that there were like little gaps in my foundation. So I went to kind of clean that up before really pushing to scale. And so that was my goal. So I went through Propel. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't thousands upon thousands of dollars. Went through that and then started doing more things. So I then went to some paid events, so some bigger challenges, things like that. And then I ended up joining their mastermind, which was a bigger investment. But it's not covering the same information that the lower levels covered. It's very much different, very much more detailed. So you can have two different types of suites. Again, one could be covering the same information, but deeper. Another could be moving people as they need more, giving them the a product or service that answers that challenge. So once you solve problem A, they went from A to B. Now they're at B, but they want to get to C. Now you're offering a program that goes B to C, then C to D, D to E, etc. Or you can have people that's A to B, but they don't have a lot of money, right? Or they're not ready. You got, okay, so we're gonna solve A to B here, but maybe you just trying to get your toe wet, trying to understand. Then we still gonna keep trying to solve A to B, but now we're gonna solve it with maybe templates and more structure. We're gonna do even better with A to B, but we're going to give you a group to help you be accountable and give you more resources. Or we're going to do A to B, but I'm going to give you everything. I'm going to give you a system. I'm going to get you a full done for you service, and boom, right? And people might wonder, like, why would you keep doing that? I'll tell you why. Because not everybody is willing to pay for speed, right? You might think it sounds common sense, but I bet there have been offers that you didn't take because you were like, I ain't about to spend all that money. Right. And this is kind of the analogy that I give a lot of my clients. I said, say we all want to go on a trip across country. I live in Virginia. Say we started Virginia, we trying to get to California. Everybody in the group is on the same accord. We all want to go from Virginia to California. Cool. We agree. That's the goal. The challenge is we got to get from Virginia to California. All right. Well, some of you guys, let's be honest, some of you are willing to walk. You don't care how long it's going to take. You're going to enjoy the views along the way. You're going to walk, right? Maybe it's a zombie apocalypse, cars ain't there. You willing to walk from here to the promised land. That's your business. Go for it. Some of you are like, well, I ain't really trying to walk, so I'm a ride a bicycle. Cool. You gonna get there a little faster than the people that walk. I give you that, because you can get your bike on some of the roads. You ain't got to stay on the sidewalk. Cool. Some of you are like, I ain't about to ride nobody bike cross country. I'm at least get in a car, but I gotta stop to sleep. I might get lost along the way. GPS be playing. There's road closures. I gotta stop for food. All the kind of stuff. It is what it is. Some of you are like, well, I ain't about to drive because I got things to do, and I could probably multitask if I caught the train. Cool. But if any of you have caught the train or like a Greyhound bus, it still takes forever because those suckers stop to bring more people on. So yeah, you're going to not have to drive, and you're going to eventually get there, but it's going to take a minute. And I will tell you, as somebody who's rode a Greyhound bus from here to Washington State, it's also not a comfortable trip, okay? But you'll get there. You will get there. And then some of you are like, y'all silly. I'm going to hop on a plane, right? So you hop on a plane, but you might be on like Spirit Airlines, and it may be a delay. It might be where you what is it called when you have to stop and change flights, all that kind of stuff might happen. Some of you are like, I'm gonna do first class. I'm gonna do straight flight, right? You're gonna pay for that. That's cool. Some of you are like, I'm doing private jet. Okay, again, we all started in the same spot. But some of us are willing to pay for speed. Some of us are willing to pay for comfort. Some of us are willing to pay so we don't have to do all the labor of driving or walking or biking. So that's what happens in business as well. And you may not feel that it's happening in real time because you're like, well, I'm just going to make a decision for me. I get it. But guys, I promise you that is what's happening. And it's happening not just with you, but also with your clients. They are choosing their mode of transportation. But the problem is, if you only offer private jet, some people ain't got private jet money. Some people don't have the mindset for private jet, right? Some people don't even know. They're like, well, that look cool. I see other people doing it and they get into California, but I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to order a private jet. You know what I mean? So that happens. And then some of you may only have, bus tickets, right? I ain't getting on nobody's bus. I actually told my family that, like, ain't after that trip, I am traumatized. If I got to get on the bus, I ain't going. Right? Matter of fact, if I got to get on the train, I also probably am not going because they're not comfortable unless it's maybe one of the ones you can like go to sleep on, but probably not. Right? I'm not doing it. And so that's the thing you have to realize is that when you don't have those other options for your clients, sometimes they're just going to say no. They're just going to say no. And so it's important for us to have those different options. And we may not have all of them, right? You may have bike, you may have plane, you may have jet, right? Private jet. Some of you may have walk, some of you may have train and coach seating on a plane, like whatever your combination is. But it is important to have things at different access points and at different levels, because again, you're going to have people that will be able to partake more when you do have a little bit of variety. Look, I got into that and missed all my notes. But let's review real quick to make sure I didn't skip anything. But I'm very passionate about offer suites. All right. So let's see. A product suite, let me just review real quick so make sure I didn't skip anything. A product suite is a group of offers that creates a journey, not just a one-time fit. So again, we're talking about being able to keep clients for longer. It helps clients move from the beginning to advance or to more access, so quicker access. It increases your revenue, and it definitely increases the retention you have with clients, right? A lot of you may be thinking, well, if they took my course, why would they then join my mastermind or academy? It's because they got a lot out of it, and they know that they did the course by themselves, and if they would have extra support, they would be able to 10x what they just did, right? 2x, 5x, 10x, whatever the case may be. Now let's talk about kind of what belongs in your product suite, your offer suite, your entry offer, right? So let's talk about walk-in bike riding. This should be something affordable and accessible, and it's low commitment, right? It shouldn't be something that's going to take them a year to complete. It shouldn't be expensive. It should be very like, here you go, right? I like to have some free things, but if I offer free things, it cannot take a lot of my time. So a PDF, a webinar that I can just kind of roll through, these Monday Night Lives, podcast episodes, it can't be something that's going to cost me a lot, whether it be money or time, because I'm not getting financially compensated for it. Or the financial compensation is just so low that it doesn't make sense. So these people are not getting all of your access. And I forgot who I saw mention this first, but there's called a oh my gosh, now I forgot what the word is. I believe it's circle of influence or something like that. But anyway, think of yourself as the center of the circle. And I wish I had a picture for it, but just imagine, close your eyes. You're the center of the circle, right? And at all the levels, you're thinking about how much access people have to you, because people are paying for that. Like, you are the expert, your team's the expert. The further out, and kind of, if you guys remember like atoms in chemistry class, the further out they are, the further away they are from you, like that nucleus, in the inner circle. And so at the farthest parts away from you in your business, they are getting great information, but they're not getting you, right? They may see your face, but they're not getting a whole bunch of Q&A. They may see your face on some marketing materials, right? They may hear your voice, but they are not getting to ask you specific questions. The more they invest, right? Because you should be investing to get expertise. Like, I don't know why people think that's a crazy concept, because you probably paid to get the expertise you currently have. But anyway, the more they invest, the closer they get to the nucleus, right? So that they get more access, they get more resources, they get to speed up their progress. So keep that in mind, because a lot of you are giving equal access to everyone. So it's like, well, why would people pay more if they get you just as much everywhere else? So anyway, back to it. Entry offer, something affordable, accessible, low commitment, right? Doesn't take a lot of time. Then you can have your core offer, and back up. You can have more offers in between these steps. I just want to kind of keep it simple. So then you have your core offer, which is kind of like your signature program or service, and it's all about transformation. It's going to solve the biggest kind of problem. This could be your mastermind, this could be your academy, this could be your group coaching program, whatever it is. This is like your core meat and potatoes. This is what you really want people to buy. But then you also have a premium offer, which is like the VIP access, the done for you, the long-term support, the one-on-one, whatever the case may be. And those are kind of those 3 levels. Again, you can decide if they solve different problems or if they solve the same problem but with more resources and in more depth. All right. And so because of this, you also have to think, what do these different products do? When you think of the lower financial investment offers that you have, they're really a way to increase the awareness people have into you, what you do, and how you do it. Right? If someone goes to a webinar of me, they get to still, or even this Monday Night Live, you get to still see my personality. You get to see the style in which I teach. You get to still hear and try out. Like if you actually do the challenges we have every week, you get to see the results and say, okay, does this really work for me? Is this the right fit for me? So anything low cost still should give people a win. It's just not a huge win. Right? And it allows them to be more aware of your brand, again, who you are, what you do, and how you do it to see if it's a good fit. It's kind of like people testing the waters. Then you kind of have the action stage, right? And this is where people are investing a little bit more. There's probably more of a time commitment, and they're going to get a bigger win. And this really allows people to see that you are the GOAT, right? You are doing your thing. They are really saying, I'm probably going to stick with this person for a while, right? They're like, this is amazing. I'm excited for whatever's next. And then you have the acceleration stage where people are getting the biggest results, the most hands-on. They're getting all you got plus some. They're getting the behind the scenes. They are getting everything you got in a very intimate way. And again, there can be some levels in between, but I want you to kind of understand what's happening at these different levels. Because I find that the most conversion happens between action and acceleration, where people who take your core offer, they tend to be your ride or dies, and they go on because they're growing in the business with you. They're going on to become those best referral clients. They're going on to be your best success stories, all of that fun stuff. And you have to remember too that not everybody who does your awareness, like those low ticket offers, are going to move up. Pretty much as your offer increases in investment, the less people that are going to convert, and that's totally normal. Totally normal. But that's why, again, as they go up, the offer is a bigger investment. And so you don't need as many people. If you have a $20 book, you got to sell a lot of those $20 books to get sale, to get the good number of sales. But if you have a $10,000 offer, a $20,000 offer, $30,000 offer, you only need a couple of those. So do not fret as the numbers drop off. As long as you see that there is still people moving from stage to stage, you're doing fine. But just know that that's very typical. But again, people can't move up if you don't have offers available to them. All right. So how do you even tell people about these offers? So that by now you guys you need to have an offer suite. Okay. You need to. How do you keep them? How do you let people know? One, you make a what next part of your offboarding. So when people finish one step, you always sell them the next step. A lot of you are not doing that. You're letting people go, have a great day. Yay, we did good together. And there is no next step that you are telling them about. Tell them, even if it's an ebook. We just started advertising our CEO cheat sheet type thing that's helping people get things ready and correct in their business. And I'm kind of paraphrasing because I'm tired, y'all. But with that, at the end, it tells them, hey, because they have actions to take if they complete it. Hey, book a call. Let's talk about next step. Let's talk about what you did in this. Sorry, I hit my dog. In this, basically like a little ebook, right? When we do our webinars, the webinars teach something. People get great value. They get a win, and then we encourage them to purchase whatever the next step is. Again, you can't do it unless you have the next step. So make sure that you do, because some of you have great lead magnets that don't lead people anywhere. They just have a great time there and then they're done. Or it's just too big of a jump. They went from free to 10K offer, and a lot of times that just doesn't convert. You can also send re-engagement offers or special upgrades to clients as well. So maybe For instance, like we do websites, right? So we may do a website for somebody, and if that's what they need, that's what they need. But after we do the website, or even in the process of them, they say they want a website, we'll ask, are you happy with your logo? We'd be happy to add on a logo for a discounted rate as a bundle. If they want to buy a website, we'd be happy to add copy for your website as an upgrade, right? At a discounted rate because they're already buying something with it. So I'm always ready to upsell and offer some additional things. If we are selling, maybe we have an offer they want to buy, we will offer them, maybe it's like payment plans available, we'll offer them a pay in full incentive. Right, because it's always great if I can get my money at the beginning, right? And also those people tend to do better because they've already invested and they're trying to make their money back. But yeah, we'll offer that and say, hey, we'll give you a discount if you can pay now in full, right? Or we'll give you some additional bonuses, pay in full, what have you. You can also just keep in mind, if nothing else, continue nurturing your current clients and past clients through emails, content check-ins. We are actually in the midst of what we call a win back campaign. We usually do it in December, but we have some different goals this year, so we're doing it now in September. And we just realized this year kind of a little funny. You got to move some stuff around sometimes. But we're basically just reaching out to past clients, especially because we've adjusted some offers and we offer some new things that maybe they didn't have access to before. And we're saying, hey, you loved what you got before. Would you possibly need something else that we offer? And so we're doing those kind of calls. Don't be afraid to do it. You're not bothering people. A lot of times they were like, dang, I was actually trying to think who could do this, or I forgot your business name. Because some people worked with us years ago, right? And we're like, hey, we're doing some other stuff. We're still here. Do you need any support? We love to help you. And this allows people to get a chance to do some of your new offers that maybe you didn't have when you started. Because when I first started, I really only had one offer, right? It had one price. Again, I was sending those bills, those invoices through PayPal. That's all I had. Now we have tons of things that we offer: done for you services, coaching, VA services, consulting, speaking, all kind of things. So kind of just going and reintroducing and letting them know and keeping them informed of what's coming up is also helpful to keep the retention rates high. All right, so I think we got everything covered today. At this point, you should know you need a product suite and you know what the different options are for that. Now, what is your challenge for the week? Because again, I'm not here just to chit chat with you. Your challenge is to map out 3 stages of a client journey, right? So you're going to pick whatever your offer is now, and then make sure there's at least 3 parts to it. So if you're starting at the end with high ticket, put 2 lower parts. If you got something in the middle, put a high part and a low part. If you only got a freebie, what's the next step in that? What's the step after that? And develop at least a 3-part offer suite. Okay? That's your job for the week. Now, if you're one of our private communities, or if you just want to DM me, that's fine. If you're one of our private communities, go ahead and share your offer, share the link. Know where your next sale will come from, and I'm always encouraging people, like, share it. I want to know, and we can all support each other, because even if I'm not your target audience, I may know someone who is, and I am somebody who loves to share resources and amazing entrepreneurs that other people may benefit from. All right, so that's it for tonight. Don't forget, again, this is pretty much last call for speakers for our implementation lab live happening October 18th and 19th. It's completely virtual and it's free. So when we start talking tickets, make sure you grab one. But we are about to end call for speakers if anyone is interested. Also, if you really enjoyed this talk, if you're like, Corey, I need some help when it comes to creating my offer suite, we do have a few Power Hour coaching sessions available each month. For those of you who do not know what those are, it's basically a 1-hour session with me where we solve one big problem you're having. And a lot of people really enjoy creating their offer suite on those 1-hour calls. You will get a little questionnaire before the session so that I'm prepared, so that we can really optimize our time together. And when we leave that session, you also have an action plan to actually implement what we've talked about. Because again, we're implementation focused. So we're not just going to chit chat, kick back. We're going to really work on developing whatever it is that you need. Some other things people use these sessions for is creating their business plans, creating their launch sequences, email sequences, content plans, all kind of things. So if there's one big thing you're struggling with, and you're really like, I really need to get this done, I really need to implement it, but I need someone to help guide me through the process and create an action plan for me, then a power hour session is probably a great starting point for you. Caveat here, you can only book one of these a month. I always tell people, if you need more than one a month, you're ready for a coaching program. And we do have coaching programs, but we'll talk more about that if you need it. But yes, power hour coaching sessions available now. Definitely just comment power and one of the team members will send you a link so that you can book your power hour coaching session. All right, guys, that is it for today. Definitely be on the lookout for more information about our Implementation Lab Live. Again, coming to you October 18th and 19th. Also, again, if you're in that Maryland area, definitely join me on September, I think is 18th through 20th. I think that's the date. Yeah, it's okay too. So whatever the flyer says. But definitely join me then. All right, guys, that is it for today. I will see you next time. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.